Hello lovelies, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a little, not maybe a review, but like a comparison between the Aleana hand and the red iguana hands. As some of you know, I have been working with the red iguana hands for over a year. This is April. She is a posable hand, but she is completely broken, like all of the wires are broken, so they don't stay in place and they don't pose very well. Like one finger poses and then the rest just kind of anyway, also as you can see, she does have a lot of damage on her nail beds, which doesn't matter. That's completely my own fault because I've been using glue and stuff like that, and she's very well used. None of this will show when you put the tips in, so it's not really that big of a deal. But anyway, this is April. I do really love the red iguana hands. They've served me so well and they're excellent for posing with, but they do break. Things break, unfortunately, but the lesson that I've learned is that when I'm buying new hands, I will have a flexible one for filming and a posable one for photographing only. Right now I only have a posable in this color, which is the Ana Luisa from Red Iguana, and you might have seen me shift in the way I do my videos. When I started doing videos, I did like one nail at a time, so I put the other ones down and I just worked on one at a time. But then, since my other hand broke, I don't want to move the fingers more than necessary, I mean. So now, I usually hold the hand like this, so I don't like have to bend the fingers more than necessary. I don't know why I keep saying necessarily. Anyway, let's have a look at the details on this. I'm going to be showing you on the lighter color because I have a lighter color in the Aleana hand, so I just want to show you guys the differences. So this is the details, and again keep in mind that this is a year old. It is well used, but just keep that in mind. But the red iguana hands only come in one solid color, and they are really beautiful. And you can put like makeup and stuff on the joints to make it look more alive, but when you're filming and you go in with alcohol and stuff, you will just wipe all of that stuff away. But this is the details. It is a beautiful hand. Now, this is the Aleana hand. And I know some of you freak out when you see these things. Please don't freak out. It's not real. It's a silicone hand. This is from a Portuguese company in Lisbon called Aleana Hands. I think I pronounced that right. Please correct me if I am wrong. It took 3 days with shipping. I live in Sweden, so it's just very nice to have fast shipping. I really enjoy the fact that it has a longer arm, so when taking pictures and taking videos, it really looks like a real hand in many ways, and it's sturdy. This is the flexible one. The posable wasn't in stock when I ordered this, so it will be a little bit flimsy, but that's how the red iguana hand would be as well if it was the unposable ones, so they are quite flexible. Let's take a look at the details on this one. You can clearly see the difference, like in all of the detailing, and this is painted, hand painted, and it just looks super realistic. I've used this hand, and the only thing that I can say that I feel is negative is the fact that the thumb is placed here. I wish that it would be placed more flat, like this. It would be easier to do nails, because when you put it in the lamp, the nail almost tilts down. If you compare it to the Red Iguana hand, it also has the thumb like that, but it is actually possible to move it slightly, and because maybe that's because it's posable, and that's the difference, because when it's posable you can obviously move it slightly out of the way for easier maneuvering. It is quite tricky to maneuver the thumb because it is in this position, but that is like the only downside I have to say about this. It does have cuticle pockets, just like the Red Iguana hands. So you just push it in. I don't know if they don't have the exact same sizes, so they might fit differently, but as you can see, yeah, this is too big for that finger. Let's see, maybe this is better. Yeah, that's a better size for this finger. And again, if you just take a look at that cuticle area, how nice and smooth that is. Like honestly, when I'm working on this, I can't really always tell like where the cuticle area is, because it's just so thin and just looks so natural in comparison to the Red Iguana hand, which has quite an obvious cuticle area, which some people have as well in real life, so it's not a big deal either. I mean, I guess it's down to preference and stuff like that. So yeah, they have cuticle pockets just like the Red Iguana hands have, but the Red Iguana hands have more different sizes. This is a little bit more forgiving, I think, and they go in quite deep as well. I think the major difference on these hands is the fact that whenever I do nails on the Red Iguana hand, I feel like it mostly, when I build nails onto the Red Iguana hand, I sometimes feel that the thumb is too small or too big. So whenever, like, I see this a lot in pictures and videos and stuff about the Red Iguana hand, as you can see, there is quite a gap on the thumb, like especially if you put it down further. So sometimes when I do nails on the Red Iguana hand, I have to like use double tipping or stuff like that, or I just ignore doing the thumb altogether. So yeah, just take a look at this and you will see what I mean. You will see that gap there. And then when you compare that to the Aleana hand, or you just push it in, it is completely smooth. It's like the tips have like a better way to shape around the hand. I don't know. I mean, obviously there are different models, and I know that the Red Iguana have like specific tips for their hands, but there is no way I can get a hold of them in Sweden. If you know how to, please let me know. I haven't been able to find them. I've tried so many different tips, especially for the thumb, but I just feel like it isn't working well. But on the Aleana hand, the thumb is smaller, so it does fit better. So, I want to say this again just for the sake of saying it. This hand is over a year old, and this is brand new. I've used it once. So keep that in mind when looking at the details of these hands. So basically what I feel is that the red Iguana Hand is like a little bit more rough. The structure is a little bit rougher than the Aleana Hand. The Aleana Hand looks more gentle, besides the fact that it is colored or painted with silicone paints. Even if you just look at the actual mold or the actual silicone, if you ignore the fact that this one is painted realistic and this one isn't, if you just look at the details in the actual silicone, you can see quite a big difference in how it is shaped, and the fact that this Aleana Hand is much more smooth and delicate rather than the red Iguana Hand, which is kind of, I don't know, it just looks weird. I guess you don't really see the underside, but that's one thing that I thought about when getting these red Iguana Hands, is that I really didn't like the way they looked underneath. But then again, like hands from underneath, like not super pretty. Anyway, I am going to get the posable when it's back in stock. I wanted to use this hand for filming. They have 2 other colors. I believe that Red Iguana have 7 colors. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I do think they do. And the Aleana Hand has 3 colors so far. This is the lightest one, and they have a dark one that resembles Ana Luisa, but painted, like realistically painted. And they also have one in between that is some kind of tan / olive color. So if you live in Europe, the shipping is really fast. They have excellent customer service. I've spoken to them on Instagram, and I've gotten some really great responses from them, and they're just really nice. And I believe that they are a small company. But yeah, that's the difference between these hands. I probably won't be using this one that much more because it is super broken again, and I'm kind of sick of it, to be honest. I will continue to use the Ana Luisa because I do believe that this hand is very beautiful. And it is posable. We'll see when this one breaks, because I only have one. Again, I would recommend if you're going to film YouTube videos that you use a flexible one for filming and a posable one for only posing, so that you don't bend the fingers too much, because they will break and they are expensive. I am super happy with the Aleana Hand. I think it looks absolutely beautiful. And I can't wait to do more videos with it. You haven't seen any of the videos. I've only done one so far. But that's just... Can't wait to get the posable one, get some really nice photos and stuff like that. It's gonna be amazing. That is my comparison to the Aleana Hands and the Red Iguana Hands. I hope you guys like this. If you have any questions, let me know down below. As you know, I've been using the Red Iguana Hands for quite some time. If you have any questions about pricing or stuff like that, I suggest you check out their pages. I will leave both the Red Iguana links and the Aleana Hand links down below. I cannot answer any questions about the company or anything like that. I don't work for them. But I will leave you the links to that. But if you have any questions about how I experience things and how I see things, the differences, whatever you want to ask me, just let me know and I will answer down below for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please go ahead and give me a like, and also comment and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps my channel out. And if you did like this review, please also comment down below and tell me what you think. I hope you enjoyed this once again, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!